Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Econobox Garage. In the previous video, I got started with the installation of the new soft top, and the goal for this episode is to get that job completed. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy the video. Now I have the lift dot fittings on both sides at the front, and things are looking really good, and everything's still lined up in the middle. The bar is tucked up nicely in the lip of the windshield, and now I can get to work on the connectors at the back. I have the bar hooked underneath the teardrop fittings, and I can pull the top back a little bit and also just a little bit off center. I'll get all that in the right spot, and then I'll basically go through the same process on marking where the fittings go for these two here. These are 10X fittings, and this one is the easier, I'm not too sure what the proper name is, I just call it a twist fitting. So these are installed slightly differently than the lift the dot, and this one is different again. So I'll start on each side with the 10X fitting. I'll do the one closest to the bar on each side, then I'll move to this one, and then I'll move to the twist ones. So I'm just going to make sure that everything is as it should on the back here, and then I'll mark this one first, do the other, and then go back and forth. Okay, the first of the fittings I'm going to do on the back edge of the top here are a little different from the ones on the front. They're a 10X fitting, and all they require is a single 8mm or 3/8 inch hole. So this is what it looks like from the top, and then this is what goes on the back side. Now it's threaded, and you'll notice there's a couple of little holes in here. There is a special tool available which I don't have, so I'm just going to use a pair of needle nose pliers where the end of them is small enough to fit into those two holes, and I'll just use that to tighten things up. So let's get this hole made and get the fitting installed. There I have my hole, and I'm going to fit the thing through, and then I'll tighten it up on the back side. There's the first of the 4 10X fittings. That's what it looks like on the top side, and that's what it looks like underneath with the little retaining rings threaded all the way down. And again, I just use the needle nose pliers like that, put it in the two holes and tighten it up. So I'm going to put this back on the car, and I'll mark where the equivalent one on the left hand side goes, and then I'll go from there. So it's basically the same process for those. Once I get those 4 in, I'll show you how I'm going to do the twist connector or the twist fastener on the corners. Well, I have the 10X fittings fitted on both sides. There's one here, and then the other two on the other side. I'm going to mark where I need to put the twist fittings the same way I've done the other ones, and then I'll show you with a little bit different process for those. I'm thinking I may have to put a bend in this bar at the back. It seems to be sticking out quite a bit, and also I may not have it quite centered in the top. The top itself is centered on the car, but I might have to just adjust these bars a little bit inside. But for now, I'm quite happy with how this is going, and so let's get these last couple of fasteners installed. Now the twist fittings are a little different again, similar in procedure to the lift the dot fitting, except I'm going to have to actually punch 2 holes because I need the oval here in order for this to work. And again, it's got the pins on the outer fitting that go through the holes on the backer, and then those just get bent over. I'll have to double check to see which way up this plate goes, but then I'll show you that when I've got it done. So again, I'm going to have to use my punch and do 2 holes and cut out between them, and then I can install the fitting, and then the top is good to go. Okay, you can see I've punched 2 holes there, almost a figure 8. So what I'll do is I'll take a knife, and a very sharp knife, and straighten that out so I've got a nice oval, and then I'll install the fitting itself. Okay, so there's the twist fastener installed. That's the outside face, and that's the inside face. And I checked, and the little dents in the backer are to face down, so that way it's just flat all the way around. So now that that is done, I'll do the other side and get the top put on the car. Okay, now that I have all the fasteners on the top, and I'm fairly confident I've got them all in the right place, but they're not moving now. So the first thing is to have the top bows in this position, and with the detent, with the spring-loaded thing holding it down so the detent is out, and on both sides. I'm just going to double check the other side. Yeah, that one's down as well. Or one way I've seen it is to put it over top of the bows, hook the back ones in first, and then hook in the windshield. But I've been playing around with it, and I found the best way, or the most straightforward way for me to do it with this top, is to do the front edge first, and I find it's a little easier to work the back bar into the teardrop fittings. Now, once the top is in position and the fastener is all done up, you pull I'm going to do this without the top on, so you just pull the top bows into position. So they're up like that. Now I'll have to go around the other side. And flip that one up like that. Just kind of adjust things as necessary, and then once that's done, you pop these from inside. You just turn these things, and then the top bows will pop up and tension the fabric in the top. So you can see this one here pops right up. I almost popped out. And so that's the idea. So I'll set the camera on the tripod and put these back down, and then show you how I install the top. And there we go. I think one thing I am going to do though, because this is sticking up quite a bit, I'm going to take the bar and just put a bend in it just after the teardrop fitting, so it follows the shape of the body a little bit better, and I'll do that on the other side as well. So now that that's done, we can take it for a spin. So there we go. I've made a couple of adjustments. I did put a bit of a bend in this back bar to get it to sit a bit flatter, and it's doing that. Back window's nice and even and not wrinkled. Same for the little side ones. I may have got this fitting here in not quite the right spot, but I'm sure that'll be okay once we get some sun on this and it stretches and settles back into shape. But overall, I'm quite happy with how that has gone on. But that's all I have time for this episode. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to share it with your friends. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget that little bell icon. Click on that and you'll get notified when the next video comes out. And in that next video, I'll be beginning work on the side curtains. If you'd like to get a hold of me directly, you can do so at the email address I'll put at the bottom of the screen, and that will also be in the description below. My name is Ian. This is the Econobox Garage. We'll see you next time.